ท่านผู้ชมทุกท่านการแข่งขันชิงแชมป์เมเจอร์กอล์ฟรายการ US Women Open 2025 ระหว่างวันที่ 29 พฤษภาคม ถึงวันที่ 1 มิถุนายน 2568 จัดการแข่งขันที่สนามเอรินฮิลล์รัฐวิสคอนซินประเทศสหรัฐอเมริกาเงินรางวัล 12 ล้านดอลลาร์สหรัฐซึ่งเป็นเงินรางวัลสูงสุดของ LPGA ในการจัดการแข่งขันชิงแชมป์เมเจอร์ประจำปี 2025 โดยผู้ชนะเลิศจะได้รับรางวัลถึง 2.4 ล้านดอลลาร์สหรัฐในรายการนี้มีนักกอล์ฟสาวไทยแข่งขันจำนวน 11 คนผลงานของนักกอล์ฟสาวไทยจะเป็นเช่นไรรอเชียร์ไปด้วยกันนะครับสำหรับคลิปไฮไลท์โดยละเอียดกลุ่มเด่นฟีเจอร์กรุ๊ปนี้ได้ตัดต่อไฮไลท์ให้มีความต่อเนื่องเพื่อให้นักกอล์ฟท่านผู้ชมและแฟนคลับได้ชมเพื่อการบันเทิงได้เรียนรู้เทคนิคและวิธีการของนักกอล์ฟสาวระดับโลกในการเล่นในสนามที่มีความยากมากและท้าทายแห่งนี้เนื่องจากเป็นสนามเปิดโล่งลมแรงแฟร์เวย์แคบมากโดยมีอุปสรรคสำคัญคือทุ่งหญ้าสูงและบังเกอร์มีกรีนส่วนใหญ่จะยกสูงมีลักษณะเหมือนหลังเต่าหรือกระทับคว่ำมีคลื่นมีลอนและความลาดชันสูงมากก่อนที่จะชมไฮไลท์การแข่งขันอย่าลืมกดไลค์กดติดตามและกดกระดิ่งแจ้งเตือนจะได้ไม่พลาดการชมคลิปใหม่ในครั้งต่อไป Maximus Golf Cannon ขอขอบคุณมากครับ
And proudly present the 80th U.S. Women's Open presented by Ally. And Erin Hills sits on 652 acres of land. Construction began back in 2004. The golf course opened 2 years later and quickly established itself as a championship layout designed by Mike. Women's Open has come to the state of Wisconsin and for the first time to Erin Hills, about 35 miles northwest of downtown Milwaukee, 60 miles east of the state capital of Madison. A stern test of golf is expected under cloudy.
21 and defending U.S. Women's Open champion, Yuka Sasso.
And a slow start to her 2025, Amanda. 3 missed cuts in a row for the defending champion.
Well, she's kind of shows up just for the Women's U.S. Open. Those are her 2 wins on the LPGA Tour, are both Women's U.S. Open. So this another good week for Yuka.
Good time to show up.
Good time to show up.
From Philippines, please welcome our current U.S. Women's Amateur and U.S. Girls Junior Champion, Rian Maliksi.
To struggling pro to legend, the LPGA Hall of Famer is a 23-time winner on the LPGA Tour.
It's just truly incredible, and this Women's U.S. Open on her way to a career Grand Slam.
The 3-time major champ has found the fairway. Of course,
You could hear Yuka talking about hitting it, aiming at the part of the tent. These greens also have a ton of slope, so knowing where to hit them on the greens, not just making on the greens, but you can see where Yuka's ball is now. But there's definitely something to players who like USGA.
she said this week she feels like the internal handcuffs are off. She has that Olympic gold. She has that LPGA Hall of Fame membership.
Well, and she said that was very evident at her win at St. Andrews at the AIG Open last year. That
This is the 7:51 a.m. tee time. Please welcome from Thailand, Jeeno Titakul.
Making her fourth start in the U.S. Women's Open, finished tied for sixth last year at Lancaster.
and she definitely now has the title of, I would say, the most successful, most talented LPGA player without a major win. It's just a matter of time for Jeeno.
Heavy is that crown, though.
It is. Like those internal handcuffs like Lydia Ko was mentioning, it's there.
From Fountain Valley, California, please welcome Lilia Vu.
Shot and it stayed up there. Just knew this was going to be so challenging. You can see how far out she's having to play this. Not only judging the pace, but how far she was going to have to play that to the right to get it to sweep. I don't know if she could have really gotten it much closer.
At Erin Hills, now back to the tee.
From Irvine, California, please welcome Rose Zhang.
Already making her fifth start in the U.S. Women's Open. Finished tied for ninth at Pebble a couple of years ago.
I'm really hoping with Rose that her neck is completely healed. She missed the cut in her last start in Mizuho Americas, where she had won in 23, and then she had to concede match play against Albane Valenzuela with that neck injury. So she just really hasn't had very many reps. She's only her fifth event of the 2025 season, and we haven't seen a lot of success since then.
You have to wonder about the cold temperatures and how that might affect her as well. Now back up to the green, Lydia for birdie. Oh,
that is mean and cruel. That went backwards. It flirted.
Took a peek.
The lip and rolled backwards.
Wow.
Now Rian might have been able to get a little.
Already a co-leader in the national championship.
That's always a fun thing to see. They have scoreboards everywhere.
A little stress early.
Yes, and Rian's was very straight. She was able to just kind of firm into the middle of the cup. This is going to have a little bit more bend to it. Just the way it is situated should be going back to the right.
Oh,
so good.
so stable over that putt.
Well, that's definitely her best part of her game is her putting. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, her ball striking is also should have a lot of speed, even though it's through the fringe. Just get through that fringe and then just let it die down. And it looks like that's what she did. And gathering some speed.
Good leave.
Yes, that should not be a problem for Lilia. Just straight back up.
Game. Now Rose Zhang.
She's probably ready to put some of the books away. So they wanted, is school out for the summer yet?
Right.
I'm done studying.
Oh, those Stanford kids.
She keeps her head down so well. For anyone watching at home, watch Lilia and Rose when they putt. They almost wait a second.
Week is patience. Ball striking and patience will be the key for her to perform in majors, which she has done. 7 top 10s in majors in 23 starts. Looking for that first win.
Oh, she hit that so soft. I will say, with U.S. Opens, the greens being so fast, it is easy to get a little tentative.
Sure.
Because you know how quick the greens are, and all of a sudden you can have a 6-foot putt.
That birdie putt from off the green, this now to save her par.
A 7th on tour in strokes gained putting. That just puts a really confident stroke on it.
As you predict on herself to win majors, she knows what the scuttlebutt is and the talk in the media center.
Well, she's also, I think, a part of it just being 22 years old.
Yeah.
She knows she has time, that it's not towards the end of the career. She's, yeah, I mean, I want it to happen, but it'll happen when it happens. But one of the things that makes Jeeno so dangerous is she's a great ball stringer. She might have some challenge there.
Just Lydia Ko for birdie. Also to save par for the second straight hole.
Yeah, Yuka said that she put in a new routine with her caddy that's helped so much on greens, on reading the greens, on being confident that they were on the same page.
Jeeno from the left rough, the dealer's choice when you hit it in the fescue. Oh.
And these bunkers, a lot of times when you're on a golf course, you can hear players saying, like,
Rose with just 130 yards left to a slightly elevated green. Going right at it.
Oh, yeah. And I love what she said when she came back from this neck. Now, Jeeno from the bunker at 11.
And she found a flat lie here. There's a little downslope right there, though, that's going to kick that ball forward. Slightly downhill initially at her feet. It'll level out just a little bit when it gets towards the hole, but speed is really important here.
yeah, she played that really outside of the cup.
From Lilia Vu's putt previously. Lilia's moving right to left the whole way. Rose looks like she's starting this one out to the right as well. She got a good judge of the pace as well from Lilia's putt. Oh, and just played it a little too high. I think she hit that exactly where she was looking.
I agree. The line on the ball marker was rolling end over end, Amanda.
Well, just talk about being patient. Sometimes you
Play off. Be 2 holes. A lot of golf yet to play. This 80th edition of the U.S. Women's Open. And now here is one of the contenders, Tirikun. Oh.
Not the start she was looking for after hitting it in really nice and tight on the first hole. Missed that putt.
Now this is Lilia for her bogey. Knocks that in. She'll drop 1.
Yeah, Lilia finished 2nd at the Ford Championship earlier this spring, and then
For par.
oh, I thought that was absolutely perfect. Maybe just a little too much speed to last year. Last year she was not really on anyone's radar and came out and won the Women's U.S. Open kind of out of nowhere.
Oh.
Right center of the fairway. That camera tower down in the distance keeps you out of the rough. Also looking at this one, this one's headed a little left as well.
We're seeing some left shot tendencies on this tee shot, Amanda.
Yes, and
With her second shot.
Yeah, this is just so thick out here, this rough 3.5 inches. You got to keep your speed up, but it's going to be very difficult for these women to have enough speed to really get something towards the green on these flat. This whole location is 14 paces on. Anything slightly below this hole will leave you a really nice uphill putt. If you go too long past, it will kick it down. You could go long of the green if you get too aggressive. This looks like it's going to come up a little short there.
And it does. She'll have that left.
It's all about not compounding your mistakes. Don't turn a bogey into a double. You need to cozy this one up there. Don't get too aggressive with it. Give it a run, but give yourself something short for your bogey putt. And Rose gets...
Short hole of the day.
oh, I really liked the sound of the ball off the club face. I was really saw just a little too much speed.
Back at 12, this is Titicun.
That's a nice putt as well. She's got a good judge of the speed right now. A few misreads in these first few holes, but the error was off the tee there. That was a nice putt. It's just so difficult to make a par when you find that really thick fescue rough.
And she'll drop one more. Back-to-back bogeys for the 22-year-old from Thailand.
That left hand low grip. Oh, I really thought that was absolutely perfect. The left hand low grip, can you see? I feel like it's just really easy to keep everything in one motion, one unit.
Ellipse already in 4 holes.
Par, but you have to understand that giving yourself tap-ins out here, keeping the stress levels low is what it's all about. This is such a grind, such a tough competition. But this would be a really nice putt here if she could get this one to go to save her 5.
And does. Not a lot of smiles at a U.S. Women's Open. More exhales and, you know, keep the blinders on and just try to focus.
Yeah, it's a lot of focusing right now and just moving on to one hole. Let's get to the next one.
And now Sasso. Okay. She'll drop 1. Drop 3 out of the lead for the winner.
But this is one that you don't want to get too cute with. This is on a very nice line. Wind pulling it a little right. If it can stay.
Yeah, she hit it on the correct level as well. You can see just if it goes a little bit left or even a little bit long, that slope can take it and maybe even feed it into the bunker. So she hit it in absolutely perfect position.
Yeah, one of those crowned greens that if you miss, you will have to scramble. You know, Jeeno.
This would be a really nice shot here to just settle in, coming off of back-to-back bogeys. This is an opportunity here to maybe calm the nerves down just a little bit. Like you said, the landing area for this is so small. I like starting it right at the pin and letting that wind take it just a little right. This is starting left, but the wind is pulling it right. Oh, and that's just a miss hit there. Maybe a little fat. That's going to come. Unfortunately found the thicker stuff down here. Has to carry something all the way on the green.
Yeah, she just had to really not get too...
All about speed here. Maybe just a little, gave that one a little too much there. Good speed control.
And that left for her 3. But we're seeing already the players really having no opportunity so far to really go for it. It's more about hang on, be patient, make your pars, and move on.
And like with all U.S. Opens,
much easier than what it was. That could have come up short of the green, and she could have been hitting her 3rd from down there. So this is a nice look here. I didn't think she'd be able to get it within 20 feet. This would be a really nice par.
Not to be a
Beautiful shot. Lilia is so special with her irons because she generates a lot of spin. She's able to take direct line at a lot of pins that some players might not be able to, and that's exactly what she did here to leave herself the short little one for birdie. And she got a nice read from Jeeno as well on a similar line. Jeeno's pulled a little right at the end.
bounce back for the 2-time major champ, winner of the Chevron. Here's Jeeno, clean up. She'll drop 1. 3 over par for a player many consider is the best player in the world without a major championship.
Opportunities out here to make birdies, par 5s being a good opportunity. First and foremost, find the fairway here. Maybe give yourself an opportunity to go for this green in 2. Doesn't like that one.
That is just going to hold on.
That's also where you have to hit it well, but also
Example of what these players are facing now. Jeeno second.
And she's electing to lay up as well. She had about 240 to the front of the green. I think if she was just a little bit closer, she might have gave it a run, but that's a nice layup there.
I know the equipment now is built to be able to whip through with fairway woods hybrids through fescue thick rock. I still find it really difficult. Iron for me was just so much easier.
Now Lydia Ko has this for birdie. Get to even par.
Oh, how many have we seen?
Can match. Late turn, not enough. And that is a disappointing 6, considering where she was in 2.
She is really strong physically, and it's really important for her to take advantage of these par 5s. There aren't just a lot of birdie opportunities out here, and to turn that into a bogey.
And now Lydia. Okay. That card could look a lot different. She could easily be under par. Easy's not the right word, maybe. Jeeno's 3rd.
And she laid it up nicely over here. She got it up here on a nice level, much closer.
Oh, how about it? Will it hold? Will it hold? Just.
Oh, I was getting a little nervous there. She's got to get off this boat.
I'm going to agree with her coach Ollie here that she got maybe a bit unlucky. A few more feet, and this would have fed down to the bottom tier. Much easier putt. She's putting from this left side tier here, so straight down the hill initially. Really important to control your speed here. Just looking out left, that slope should pull it right.
Asking it to settle down.
Yeah, that just had so much speed on it. Wow.
First where she had a really nice look for birdie. Hit that one a little too tentative, missed that birdie putt, but she has an opportunity here to bounce back. Coming off a 3 bogey, she got it on the correct tier, so a much flatter putt here. Starting it out right. Should pull left, Amanda.
Yeah, she leads the tour in putts per green regulation. So with Jeeno, you kind of expect if she gives herself those opportunities to birdie that she's going to make it, and that one just didn't start off high enough.
It's a 5 for the 5-time winner on the LPGA. You see that little flock of bogeys there. Left
side to miss on. It's the right side to miss on. But sometimes you can pay too much attention to what your competitors are doing, and if you're on a slightly different line than them, it can be a totally different putt. This would be a nice putt here for her par, though. Should be moving right to left. This would be a very nice 2-putt from where she was. That was just a jabby stroke there, Amanda. It did not look smooth at all, did it?
Well, also, that's where it can start trying to force it a little bit, you know, maybe just trying to make it go in and not be comfortable.
Lay up to leave herself over 170 in, but she hit a nice pitch to get it to this point. Slightly downhill, maybe moving a little left to right.
That sounded really solid. Oh, didn't seem to.
the Lilia. Okay, he's going to drop another one though. The 2-time major champ falls to 2 over par. And 3. Yeah, this for par. Okay. Good save indeed. Just has 2 wins on. Remarkable undulation as Jeeno's next.
Just a really, really difficult shot. She found the unmowed grass over here, and that took a lot of strength to get it out and up there on the close to the screen.
Well, here at Erin Hills, right off of the fairways, it's the thickest stuff. It's almost, I mean, not that you want to miss big, but the bigger players miss it. It thins out a little bit. That's where you have the spectators.
On this par 3. Holds the finish, and for good reason.
Yes, come on, come back off of that slope.
And that left for her birdie as the sun has come out in Erin, Wisconsin, as the amateur steps in, coming off of that 6 at 15. A little club twirl. Oh, it's a nice bounce back. That left for her too. Beat Jeeno Tidikun and Iyaka Furuwe by 4 shots in February. The HSBC Women's World Championship. Oh, another lovely shot.
Yeah, these ladies have the hole surrounded. Some really good. We haven't said that very much
Yes,
today.
we have
Birdie
not.
opportunity.
Again, now we fall back to 15. Tidikun for birdie.
You have to hit it hard enough to get it up and over this big slope. Here, this whole location really tucked on the right side today, so putting up this slope, really important to judge the speed while here. Starts out to the right, it's pulling left. Pretty well done if you can settle.
Nice putt there. But still.
I think Amanda made a good point. She might be aimed a little bit further left than what she's trying to hit it, because if she could have found this slope about 4 or 5 feet further to the right, it would have fed closer to this whole location. And now she's putting slightly up a little mound and then back down again, playing this left to right the whole way. But this will be a tester here. This whole location today is just so difficult. If you take it on and you get too cute, you could really bring a big number into play here.
All with birdie looks. Here's the two-time U.S. Women's Open champ. Is it going to stay up?
Oh. I'm telling you, all right, slow down. But that just...
You can't even enjoy it, you know. As soon as it hits past the hole, you're like, stop. Oh, and Tidikun having a struggle here at 15.
Normally her pace is so good with her putting. Like I said, she leads the tour in putts per green in regulation. I feel like her pace has been a little off today.
Yeah.
Just hasn't hit him hard enough and has been really tentative.
Looks as though she's guessing a little bit. And you mentioned the discomfort, and it just seems to be kind of that's the space that she's in right now. Maybe needs to just knock one in and get the lid off. This to save her 5, already 3 over par.
And sometimes just to knock the lid off, it's a putt like this to save par. You know, just to get something going.
Okay. She'll drop yet another one. That's 4 bogeys in her leverage.
That has so much turn to it. Her body was aimed so far right. Oh.
Well, she knows she's putting well, Amanda, if nothing else.
That was beautiful paced.
And now Rose Zhang. Just one that's going to keep her attention.
It's just outside of that comfort zone. This to avoid back-to-back 3 putts.
Okay. Yeah, the Stanford alum. Saves her par.
Not very much at all. Just keep your speed up. Keep it inside the cup.
Okay. She does just that. Able to make her 4. As this featured group looking for some mojo. Looking to take the lid. Now we have Sasso up at 16. Okay. I mean, how much is acceptance a part of this day and a part of this championship?
And welcome back to the 16th hole. Lilia Vu, par 3, 16th.
Trying to draw something in here. There's a backstop that you can use to your advantage to feed it down towards the hole.
And you can see she's trying to use that backstop and that slope to nestle it in a little bit.
The tee?
Yeah, time to put a good swing on one here. Find the green, maybe give yourself an opportunity for a birdie. She sends her iron so high in the air. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah, and with that height, you can see how it just...
And timely for the 2-time LP. Now back to Jeeno at 16 for birdie.
Right to left here as well. Uphill at the very end. Good looking putt so far.
How about it? Oh! Thought there was a trend starting. It's still a good putt. Maybe some momentum even. How about this one, Julia?
She left it in a really nice spot here, putting back up the hill. She can be a bit more aggressive with one. She got a nice read from Jeeno, knows it's moving right to left the whole way, so it's all about matching line and speed here.
Just off the top.
You know, was the most dominant player at the time, and you make arguments for both. But yeah, that year she had the 2 majors. and also won the Honda LPGA as well, so 3 wins. But it was so fun to watch too, because you knew the struggles she had
Right.
leading up to that. It's such a huge standout at UCLA, 8 times.
And Lydia 3 shots out of the lead here early on day 1. Looking for the turn, didn't get it. How about that 3? It's nicely to the professional game when it is her time. Now here's Lydia for par. Yeah.
You know, Lydia's.
Now Jeeno from the fairway.
She's so fun to watch with these irons. She sends them so high in the air, can get them to land really softly. So I look at her trying to take this one about hole high here.
NCAA's in 22 and 23. Augusta National Women's Amateur in 2023.
Yeah, there was that stretch in 23 where she won.
And his 22 has this for birdie, Julia.
I think she's kind of settling into her round a little bit. She had a really nice putt on the last, and Amanda's touched on her speed control on the greens. We saw a nice one from the last. She had a nice drive here, a nice iron. Maybe settling in just a bit after a really tough start on this side.
A good solid 4. For the 22-year-old from Thailand. 4 over par.
Made that chip look pretty easy. I walked over there where she was, and she had to really commit to that chip shot to get it this close. A nice leave here. Also in her 4th U.S. Open start, her best finish came in 2022, where she finished T34 at Pine Needle. So maybe looking to improve that this week. This would go a long way here for par at the 17th.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible. Up and down.
Yeah, Pine Needles, that was where Minji Lee ran away.
She has a T9 finish and a T11 finish. T11 coming last year at Lancaster. That's a good par there. And it's hard to step up and perform on this stage. These golf courses are intimidating and very difficult, very impressive for Rose to have performed so well in her young career.
Lilia.
How about Jeeno here on the tee?
Talk about one of the players that could potentially go for this 1 and 2. If Jeeno hits a nice shot here, she's got the distance, I believe, to try and run something up there, especially the position she's in now. If she can make the turn with a birdie, that would be nice, but this is a pull way left.
I'll try to get a little extra out of that one, and up ahead at the green.
That had just so much break on it. I really wouldn't mind having a swing like you guys. You can see why she said she'd watch hours of Rory. Just watching video of his swing, saying, I want to swing like him. You can see aspects of him for sure in her swing.
And neat they got to meet after Yuka won that first of 2 U.S. Women's Opens at Olympic Club.
Have enough pace. Get there. Oh, just a little bit firmer. I think it would have held its line.
Just lost interest at the end.
Yeah, I love when she won at the Olympic Club. That's when Rory said, congrats, now people are going to want to swing like you.
Yes, I think Rory's correct. Both of their swings. And now here's Lydia to make the turn at even. Yeah. Solid start for the three-time.
Get something going, but yes, at the Olympic Club, she was far back, came back, won in that playoff, and then just was very dominant last year.
Yeah, she's won on different coasts and in different ways. Did she?
Oh, so close. It was a good effort. Quite enough pace.
That'll be a 7 for Lydia. Just seemed to let her guard down after some trouble off the tee. Did she?
Oh, so close. It was a good effort. Quite enough pace.
That'll be a 7 for Lydia.
About that drive, about 30 yards in front of Rose, and Rose is a good driver of the golf ball. I think this just shows how much power she has off the tee. You really need to take advantage of that. She has a hybrid here right now. Since this one a little out to the right, looking for maybe to use that slope.
Oh, yeah. Just.
Is so supportive, but it's been a challenge for the family to get her to where she is today.
And nobody makes these types of walks alone. That is for sure. As Jeeno settles in over her third, Julia.
They were debating this one for a while. I think this is the right play. When I walked up initially, I thought if you try to putt it, that slope really comes in off the right side. You really can't play it high enough if you go with the putter. So she's trying to take a little bit of that slope out, carry it on top of it, maybe get it to spin. Just from where she was off the tee, really far back, out to the right, just had to hack something out. Got it about 100 yards down there, and so she hit a beautiful high iron to get it to this point. It's not one that you want to get overly aggressive with here. Like you said, there's not a lot of opportunities. I know you want to make a birdie, but you don't want to give yourself a lot coming back exactly like that. You think it's going to be a lot faster potentially than what it actually is. Rose is a very smart player, though. I would think she might have learned just a little bit from that one. Just trying to cozy this one down here now.
Well, that's a good effort there.
When I watched.
Also up ahead at the par 4 second. This is her birdie attempt. Wow, look at that ball roll out. Careful.
That just absolutely had legs when it went past the hole.
It's going to give Lydia Ko a bit of a teach. Let's go back to the first. Jeeno Titikun has a chance for back-to-back birdies.
I think if you told her after the 10th hole she would only be 2 over par, she would have absolutely taken it after the start she's had today. Slightly downhill coming from above this hole here. Pretty straight putt.
Yeah, she's feeling it now.
She just seemed really uncomfortable with the pace the first couple holes, but really has, like Corda, she always says she learns even from the tournaments that she doesn't play well in.
And now Lilia Vu, after running that birdie putt well past Julia.
You would have to think this is a must-make right here. Starts it out to the right, looking for it to pull left, and great putt.
Okay, it's like enough is enough. For par. Okay. Nice to see the 2-time U.S. Women's Open. Coming off a double at the first. Okay.
You know what really impressed me about the first hole, or her 10th, was even though she had that double, she didn't seem up.
Fairway on this short par 4.
Yeah, using less than driver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right down the middle. Couldn't ask for much more than that. But also, you can see the players, Jeeno there hit it and kind of had to look.
And now here.
That is really impressive.
She's now taking advantage and back in the mix. Now Rose Zhang for birdie.
Beautiful opportunity here for Rose as well. Got a pretty good read off of what it's going to do. Jeeno's moved barely right at the end. This is all about finding a spot and really committing to it. These two players, 22 years old, but they do not play like 22-year-olds. They play like veterans. Their composure is unbelievable. There's a few times where they could have gotten a little frustrated out here, but they have stayed committed to their plan, and they've stayed trusting their swings, and this is a great opportunity here for birdie.
Yeah, that's a great point you make, Julia, as we watch Rose Zhang make that birdie. Young players in both featured groups, but they are mature, tests all aspects of the game. Now, Titikun off of 3 straight birdies.
She's got this club really working well for her right now. It's such an advantage to her this week, her length off the tee. This one is on a pretty good line if it can carry that bunker. Oh, and by a mile.
She says, thread wet needle. I'm just going to go over the bunkers.
She's in a groove right now, using her length. Here's Yuka now for her par up ahead at 3. Oh.
That was a really good putt. Solid stroke.
Just got to handle the ebbs and flows in this championship, maybe more than any other. As we watch Lydia Ko. Great opportunity, and she cashes that in. And her round has had just a little. Wow, it has been a stripe show the last few holes. That just creeps over that little ledge there. But she is flag hunting, Amanda.
And it just seems like it kind of almost a different person than we saw at the beginning of the round. Just a little bit more.
Just went over that ridge.
Yeah, she just needs to get. I'd like to do is find a spot just on the end of that ridge. Almost pretend that's the hole. Okay, I'm gonna hit maybe a 7-foot putt and then have it stop there and have it trickle down.
That was for 4. Someone who's hoisted a lot of the most important trophies already in the game. Oh, tried to body English it in, not to be. A drop shot at 3.
She's going to win her first major. She's going to, and it's just not that easy. It is hard to win out on the LPGA Tour.
Yeah, your hand can get tired writing down all the accomplishments Rose Zhang had as an amateur. And similarly, as a professional for this player, Lydia Ko trying to save par at 4. not to be for the 23-time winner on the LPGA Tour. Now there's Jeeno back at 3. Par saves are precious.
Yeah, and that's huge just to keep that momentum going after the 3 birdies in a row. They had a beautiful approach shot that just got a little long on this 3rd hole and could have easily been a 3-putt, but what a great way to make a big comeback putt.
We saw a couple of great approaches here at the 4th, including Yuka Saso. Just seems to wake up during this major championship in particular. That's going to wander off. Also has a runner-up at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship at Baltusrol a couple years ago to Ronnie Yin. And now here's Lilia Vu. Okay. Good par save. 3. Sticking to this pre-shot routine. Back of the cup. But a drop shot for the 3-time major champ. He now, Jeeno Titikun, still has the honor. He's hit 6 of 10 fairways so far. Just gonna creep into that bunker. Wow.
And that's what Nelly Corda said, that normally you can hit a good tee shot, bend down, pick up your tee, just walk off. But
Jeeno, awkward stance.
Really unfortunate that it only got about 1.5 yards into this bunker. It's going to be really hard to keep her stability here. All about maintaining stability, and she's pretty good at that. This one's headed for the left bunker.
Just gonna hang up in that rough. It's a good shot from there, I would say.
yeah, she kind of got unlucky off of the tee, hit a good tee shot that trickled into a bad lie, but then kind of got lucky there, having it stay up. This was just so difficult. You heard Julia say about keeping her balance, her stability, because of the awkward feet. She really had to bend those knees to get in, be stable, and stay down on the ball. It'd be so easy to lift your body weight up. She really had to stay down and through the ball to make solid contact.
Yeah, that was very well executed.
There's a little slope coming off the left side of this green that she can use to her advantage. She landed it on that very nicely.
No, get in.
Whoa. Excellent.
Uphill the whole way. Need to get it there. Give it a chance.
It's got to stretch. It'll be a drop shot for the Stanford alum.
Really beautiful chip to get it to this point, right to left the whole way. She's made some really nice putts the last few holes. Oh, and just never had that one high enough.
Well, first blemish on her.
On the green, and it's been fun to watch and very impressive.
About it. Great up and down. Hanging in there, hanging around. 4 straight pars for the 2-time major champ. +3. Up ahead to the 5th, Yuka Saso. Also trying to get up and down for par. Gonna be a little movement on this one, Amanda.
Yeah, it looks like she's going to have to aim quite a bit off to the right. It's also going to have a little bit of speed, too, coming off that knob that you see. It didn't turn hard enough.
A little too much borrow. And a drop shot for the two-time U.S. Women's Open champion. But everybody's doing it.
I can't believe she's not 30 yet. I feel like she's been doing this since she's 14. You're still in your 20s?
Amazing.
That had so much feel to it. And it was very quick.
Such a gifted player. She is a gift to the game.
The 3-wood here. There's 2 bunkers out there, about 255 to get into one, about 260 to get in the other. So with her length off the tee, she really brings those bunkers into play. I like this play here, going with the wood. Just put something in the fairway.
TV tower's perfect. I need to step right of it.
Another fairway hit. You can hear Ollie Rose's caddy saying the TV.
55-yard shot off the tee. Much simpler shot from up here. You can see the green. She's trying to fade something in there.
That took a surprisingly big bounce. She's putting a lot of spin on the ball, so a really rare forward jump. Just hit it on that little bit of a downslope. You can
Not bomb and gouge, it's more precision. Here's Lydia Ko now on the par 3/6. I like the men's game too, don't get me wrong. But I just like the difference. It's fun to watch. A little variety.
What makes the golf course play a lot different too than what we saw. Oh, wanting that one to hit the flag, and Mr. Andy Smith, who's at Duke, is out there, and one of the amateurs in the field.
26 in total. As Rose Zhang with her birdie attempt, a little better speed.
Well, she also could have really learned something. You said
Absolutely.
guinea pig, and that's exactly right. Learned the speed, just plodding along and staying focused and not getting too far ahead of yourself, good or bad.
Trying to make that turn.
Oh, look at this. Go, go, go.
Oh!
Wow, really well done.
Able to pick up from the 2 previous putts.
And moving slightly right to left here. Pretty good judge of speed.
Just gonna come up short, but that's a lovely birdie attempt. And she will walk away with her 3. Ahead to 6. Lydia Ko, just short. A solid 3 for the 3-time major champ. Hanging around at +2, 7 back of the lead. Lilia Vu for par.
From a very young age, whether it is the Augusta National Women's Amateur like
College golf.
College golf is now televised. So when players are now in opens and big stages, they've already been under a spotlight in a way.
Yeah, Rose Zhang. Jeeno Titikun, 2 over par.
Very long hole today, 195 to this hole location. You're just looking to land at about 180 here.
Just creeps on and getting better.
Wow, that is so impressive. Hit it in the perfect spot right over that bunker.
Cute with it. You only have about 9 paces behind this whole location, so you'd love to land something a little short and let it chase up. Just trying to draw in from the right.
It's going to catch front part of the green. A long way away for birdie.
We've seen her struggle a little bit with these longer irons. Like I said, she's been smothering them just a bit. That low trajectory coming out a bit left. If you're not feeling great with your swing, you can really see it the higher the iron gets.
I always felt like if I was getting a little off, just to almost exaggerate a slower backswing, just kind of take it actually Nancy Lopez gave it low and slow. That was like her one swing thought was low and slow, and that just kind of set up.
And so fine here at Erin Hills. Of course, set up for precision, exacting task of golf.
And then even Rosing right there reading the putts, how much these can break if you're very far away, where she had basically her entire hands up to try to do the aim point. It shows you how much this is going to break.
A lot of movement here, Julia.
There is, and that's the hard part, is matching line and speed here, hitting it hard enough to where it stays true to its line, like Amanda has touched on today, but not hitting it too firm through that break. It's a delicate balance. It's an art form.
Looking for a valuable two-putt. Oh, not a minute.
Downhill for Lilia, just really trying to get it on the front of the green and then let that hill take it. That's pretty well judged. She did put one off the green like you touched on. And she had a 5-iron into this hole today, and she executed it really beautifully, left it in a great spot. You'd have to think it's exactly what she wanted to do. Leave it below the hole location here and give herself a look at birdie, but more than anything, just give herself an easy, stress-free par here. She's also going to start this ball out to the right and let that slope take it left.
Very nice speed for a player who can't walk into a media center these days and not be asked about.
Stop the bleeding a little bit here. You don't want to give another shot back. But this will take a lot of work here to get this up and in, coming from off the green.
Putting. Had to have it. But it's another drop shot. Lilia Vu now 10 shots behind the leader, A. Lim Kim, to keep her attention.
I like just keeping the pace up here. Don't get too cute with it. Knock it in for 4. You have a par 5 coming up.
Okay. Kept that head down. Away with the bogey. And Jeeno, the par.
Starting it up the left center of the fairway, drawing slightly.
Not able to avoid that bunker. Now about how up on the green, Yuka Saso has this for birdie.
She's had a couple that she's real it, and it's going to be in that bunker, maybe another awkward lie.
How about Lydia Ko? After that approach shot on this par 5, it was a good look at birdie.
To the Coon at 7.
124 to an elevated green. The wind is picked up. It's into our face right now.
Oh, hit the flagstick.
All over it. What a shot.
And she has been peppering these flagsticks.
Starting it out to the right, should pull left, but she hit it a bit too high, and she's done that quite a bit today. Maybe a few misreads.
Yeah, it really seems like she's put good strokes on the ball. It just hits it, like you said, over.
Now she could be much more over par than what she is right now, and she has fought really hard today.
To stay at 5 over.
Oh.
Oof. That'll sting. Loses another one. That's 3 straight bogeys at 5, 6, and 7. 6 over on the round. Fight back to 1 over. Wow.
We have not seen very many of those misses by Jeeno. She's been putting so well.
Terrible fucking.
She is at 3 over, 2 holes to go in her first round. Sasso, downhill. Pretty for 13.
Starting this one well up the left. You have to cut that corner, taking it over the dune here, and just trust your line.
On the 10th, or her 10th, the first hole, it just water off her back, kept going.
This would be a momentum par putt. To avoid dropping a shot. What a save by Co.
Wow, what an up and down.
Since that double you mentioned, 1 under. Her last 7 holes, so was able to steady things.
5 left. Ball on a slight downslope, though, that can make this iron shot much, much more difficult. There's a little bit of a false front, so you'd love to get something on this green, maybe a few paces past this whole location.
Approach on the way.
Oh, and then just the slopes, making it get a little bit closer, very characteristic of Erin Hills.
Yeah, I mean, it got about 27 or 28.
Julie, where'd Lily end up?
She found that bunker, unfortunately, came up a little bit short. There's a massive false front in front of this green. So she has a little bit of a longer bunker shot, over 20 yards, and that wind is coming into out of the left. So this is a pretty tough shot where she is right now.
What do you mean?
Trickling further from the cup. Pretty sized go leading us off. That is a green challenge to hit the smallest green on the course, just over 3,000 square feet. Let's see if Yuka Sasso's up to the test. Ooh, good shot. Puts enough spin on it. About 12 feet for birdie. Malixi.
No, stay here.
Holes for Lilia. She's fought hard to post a decent number out here. And just with the driver woes, it's being very difficult. That's a okay putt.
Probably started the day thinking about how she was going to play her way into contention, but this last...
Got a player, Amanda, that made an adjustment, though. She played a pretty poor front nine, made the turn at 4 over, and she's fought valiantly on this side to post a good number and keep herself...
Little one for Zhang's bogey. I think on the men's side, that's what made what Scotty Scheffler did that final round so impressive, was that he was able to course correct after 9, make an adjustment, and look like a completely different player in the back 9. And, I mean, you've competed in the game's highest levels. You know how challenging that is, especially on the biggest stages when you're at a major. Zhang for bogey.
Just outside that comfort zone where you have to be a little tentative. You can't just hit it too hard through a break. She found the green with her second. Unfortunately, it hit a big slope, kicked off, found the thick rough, and she'll be at the tee.
Lydia just off the ninth. Really came out a little better than she was expecting.
Yeah, and based on how the strength being her scrambling, always I need to do something with my grip, or for my club face. It was more just tempo. That was a little bit easier to correct.
Malixi races by. What 41 in 2004. The last player over 30 was Brittany Lang almost a decade ago in 2016. It is a young women's game for sure. Sasso for birdie.
And Yuka Sasso is a great example. She's won 2 by the time she's only 23 years old. So 19, and then last year at 22. It's remarkable how young the game is getting.
2 over 74 for Sasso. Yeah, I wonder if she's gonna. I mean, she's starting to develop not as a specialist.
But I've played where I didn't feel like I played well, and it was 9 over par and ended up making the cut.
Malixi. Disappointing note to end her round on. Three-putt bogey, 7 over 79. This would be impressive, back-to-back holes. Ko. Oh, 1 over 73.
And she's definitely not out of it by any means. And being
Ninth, Julia, set us up here.
141, but it does play down 8 from this tee box, so the whole location adjusted about 133. If the wind's doing anything, it's maybe slightly into out of the left. She has a wedge in her hand, trying to fade something back.
Front left portion, and that is
oh no,
not staying there for long.
Oh, it looked like it tried for a while, just was hanging up.
Played as the most difficult hole at Erin Hills.
Well, this green, when I was at the course yesterday scouting this green, it is just unbelievably difficult. The landing zone for this tee shot is just so small. It's unbelievable. Wind shifted to down a little bit right now here for Rose. Doesn't love it, needs to carry. Might be okay though, today.
Who would like to end this round with one good iron swing?
Well, it's on a good line if it's the number.
George, over. You're not, it's not that tunnel vision.
And Julia, you get to see shots like this if you miss the green.
And it didn't even feel like Jeeno hit a poor shot. I think she hit it well. She was maybe 2 or 3 paces short of what she needed to be, but now she knows she has to carry that slope that brought her all the way down to this position. Pretty difficult little pitch, but if anyone can do it, it would be Jeeno.
Wow, puts the brakes on it. Gets some oohs and ahs from the gallery.
Yeah, and well-deserved too.
Now Vu.
Pretty quick putt here, straight down the hill. Needs to settle a little bit.
Turn for birdie.
Starts it out to the left, looking for it to pull right.
Snapped
Good putt
right
there.
hard.
Erin Hills can be, are watching these featured groups, the misses are so penalizing.
Vu able to make par. 8 over 80, day 1 for Lilia Vu. The 9th for par. Bit of a deflating bogey on her last hole, 3 over 75.
And she really hit that good iron shot off of the tee and just missed it by a yard, and really difficult up and down.
She had done so much in the middle portion of the round, 3 consecutive birdies to go from 4 over to 1 over, and then 2 over her last 5-6 holes to the house. Topsy-turvy day for Titicum. Zhang can knock this in. It would be around a 4 over 76.
I think that ball just moved ever so slightly, so she's going to place a mark on it and just replace it. Smart thing to do there.
Tough start for this featured group, 75, 76, and 80. 3 scores for Titicun, Zhang, and Vu.